Hi guys, it's your resident numerologist, Michelle Arbeau, here again for another horoscope, and you're gonna, I guess, still be on the edge of your seat because we're into May, and we're really into May, and May is traditionally a very emotional-based month because it's the fifth month, the number of the heart and emotions. So it's really touchy, particularly this year, because we have 2018. So in the 2000s now, we have at least 1, 2 as well. So 2, 5, and 8 are all the soul plane emotional numbers. So we at least have a 5, at least 1, 2. And then when you get into the 20s, 20-something days, it is like this week, you get more 2s. So you're like off the hook, sensitive, hypersensitive. Relationships are going to take a beating because everybody's cranky and moody and, all over the place. And if you're married to a Scorpio, like, go hide in the woods because they're, those water signs that are very emotional anyway, or like a Pisces or whatever, they just are having a real hard time with this mega dose of extra sensitive energy. But, it's still a week of change. I mean, there's still some change in there. It's more subdued change, so it's more about thinking about change, what you want to do, rather than actually making it happen. So it's like using your emotions to see clearly your path and what you want and what you need, and it's just more about that if you can get there, because some people just get confused with their own emotions and they get clouded. But really, it's clarity is what the 5 does for us, the number of the heart. So we start off with the 9, but it's the 18-9, which is totally more of a passive 9. It's not like change on every level. It's more, for example, the word love resonates to the 18-9. So it's very passive in the sense that the 8 is in the weaker position. The 1, which is verbal self-expression, it's more about, okay, what do I want to do? And thinking about that and writing it down and making a plan. And then we go into the 1, but it's a 19. So 1 plus 9 is 10. And then 1 plus 0 is 1. So the base is 1, but we still have the communication number in there. And we also have the 9 in the weaker position at the beginning. So again, it's subdued change because it's in the inner position. So it's about communication on that day. It's more about talking it out, or relationship stuff, talking it out, getting it off your chest, communication. And then it must have been it's going to be something big because we get hit with a pure 2, and we have always been hit with those pure 2s for the last long while. And so it's like we're dead in the water to contemplate, to integrate, assimilate whatever it was that transpired in that change first day and the communication second day. So then after we have that day of rest and contemplation and, boring, we go into the 3, 4, and 5, and 6. But they're all still subdued because they're leading with a 2. 2 is passive, supportive, intuitive, sensitive, peaceful. So when we have, let's say, the 21-3 or the 22-4, so the 21-3 is ideas, but led by your intuition. So follow that heart, because that's exactly what May is all about, is follow that heart, clarity. So you're getting clear on your ideas, you're following your intuition. Then you get into the 4, which is all about doing, usually, building your empire, the square and its 4 sides. But it's led by double 2s. So it's really led by intuition in a big way, but it's big building. So you're really laying it out. You're really getting clear, and this is the whole blueprint. This is it. And then we go into the 23-5. Now, Hitler was a 32-5. So it's like a flip-floppy one, but this is a 23-5. So it's leading with the 2, the supportive, passive, docile, sensitive, all that stuff. It's not like Hitler. So it's very even-keeled. It's instead of it being erratic and all over the place, it's very like natural counselor. So again, you're looking at that heartfelt, heart focus. What do I want? What's my true purpose? It's just a lot of like really get into the core of you, and some people have a hard time with that. There's a lot of signs like Taurus, they fight it. You know, they don't want to go within. They don't want to do the inner work that's necessary. But this is an inner work week, so you got to do it. And then we end the week with a 24/6, which again leads with the 2. It has the 4 in the inner, because the 4 in the inner usually adds up to impatience or wanting it now instead of waiting. And then the 6 is the relationship number, but it can also be the number of creativity. So there's going to be a little bit of, well, you know, it's still going to be passive, but there's still going to be that, you know, impatience mode. So it depends on your sign, depends how you're going to take it, but that's really how it's going to go. And with the 8 in every day, so 2018, we will have that independence, that stepping up and stepping out, so more confidence. Even though it's docile energy for the most part, it's still going to give you that assertive oomph that will push you forward to make those contemplative changes. So if that makes sense to you, I mean, I know it's a lot of information. It sounds kind of complicated. So if you do have any questions or comments, please do about your numbers or about your sign, send them to michelle@lotteryusa.com and we'll answer them on the weekly videos. So please do tune in again next week for another horoscope here on lotteryusa.com.